What's going on, Nostalgia Maniacs? I just wanted to take some time to say thank you for tuning in, no matter where you're listening, whether it's on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or if you're watching live on YouTube or Twitch. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to take a trip down memory lane each and every week. If you would, please like and share on whatever platform you're on. It really helps keep the nostalgia alive. Now, as always, let's get nostalgic.
80s glow, the 90s flare, joystick battles and pixel care. Each tale we tell, each laugh we share. It's a gamer's journey beyond compare. Nostalgia Mania, press start and see the games of the past where we long to be. Tune in each week, it's time to rewind. Retro memories for the gamer's mind. Nostalgia Mania.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to episode 13 of Nostalgia Mania. This is the show where we dive into video games, movies, toys, nostalgic memories of the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. I am your host, the real Josh Elliott. There you go. I'm out of focus. Joining me today, we got the three-man band back together. Stich Mania is back. What's going on, man?
Not a lot. I wanted to be here for last week, man, but I couldn't. I was sick. I'm still kind of sick, but I'm getting over it. So
You guys both were sick last week. So
yeah.
and then
It's
Jason.
Christmas Eve. What's up?
So what?
Yeah.
You had Stitch had influenza. What? And Jason, did you ever get? You just
I'm
illness,
pretty
bug,
sure
what?
I'm pretty sure that's what I had, dude. It had to be something like that. It floored me on Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, about 3:00 in the morning. I woke up and spent all Christmas vacation from work and everything on my couch, and went back to work Monday and Tuesday. Was off New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and Thursday it hit me again. Went to my chest and my throat, and floored me all the way up until today. Really, I mean, I feel about almost 100% now. So. Yeah, good Christmas, man. Good, Happy New Year.
Well, at least the sickness didn't. It didn't keep you from doing the episode last week, thankfully. Otherwise, I would have been either doing it myself or we would have had 2 weeks off. So, man, how about this damn snowpocalypse? Like, I know it got real bad up kind of where you're at, Stitch, didn't it? How many inches did you get down up there?
It was around 15 inches of snow.
15.
Wow.
Yeah.
They,
Every
at least treat the roads.
every highway in Kansas was shut down. Every single road in Kansas was shut down. So
Yeah. We had I saw the thing that was the state of the emergency in Kansas, and that actually prompted Pepsi to shut down for Monday, which never happens in the Kansas City area. I've never had them shut down like that. And we've had some pretty bad snowstorms, but the state of emergency of Kansas, like, hey, if you drive on the road, you're going to get a ticket. That's basically what they said. So, which then, I mean, the kids have been out for 2 weeks, and then now they have not gone back to school yet. So this is week number 3 that they've been out of school. So it's been a very long Christmas break. But teasing the main topic, I've got a little deal here from the chaos of arcade showdowns to the fierce living room rivalries that defined an era. This iconic fighter wasn't just a game. It was a revolution. With its stunning visuals, unforgettable characters, and a level of controversy that changed the industry forever, we're diving into the phenomenon that redefined the phrase, "Get over here." But first, I wanted to show a comment we got. We always like to go back and I want to give Stich a little bit of time because he wasn't here last week to talk about it. But before we get into that, with last week we covered Donkey Kong Country. Now, we get comments and things of people commenting live as we're talking about the game, which is great. Love everybody that comes in and interacts with the show live. But we got our first comment on YouTube after the fact. So somebody went in and watched it and made a comment. Well, early in our show last week, Jason was talking about how much he could not stand Minecart Carnage. And we had a comment on our YouTube page. Shout out to Scott09G96, who commented 2 days ago. I think it was 3 days ago now. He says, do you think Jason would be angry or relieved to discover the warp on Minecart Carnage? He found it as an accident as a kid and was excited that he could warp to the end of the level and completely skip this. Couldn't help but feel sorry for all those lives he remembers having to waste, but what a trooper for sticking through it. Do either one of you know about this warp in Minecart Carnage?
No.
No, I've never seen it. Very intrigued. I should have looked it up, and see if it's true, because it's going to be on the YouTube or the Insta Twitters or whatever.
Insta Twitters.
But yeah, but I mean I'd be pissed and relieved at the same. I don't know. I wouldn't know. That would just be some emotions that I wouldn't be able to control. I mean, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it tonight if we find it or something like that. So maybe
I would have saved a lot more controllers.
Yeah.
Well, I pulled it up on YouTube. It's an easy Minecart Carnage warp. That's all you got to type in there. You're going to find it. It's the first video you see. It's true.
Wow.
At the very beginning of the level, there's a barrel that you jump in that it shoots you over to the minecart. All you have to do is over jump that barrel and fall down like you're going to die. And there's a secret barrel down there that catches you and shoots you and almost to the very, very end. And you get shot to the end, and all you have to do is jump over one obstacle and you're done with the level.
What? No way, dude.
I never knew that existed.
God.
Yeah.
I've got Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try. It might not be tonight. I gotta wake up early, but definitely this weekend. Definitely this weekend.
Well, again, shout out to Scott. Thank you for commenting. If anybody else is listening, watching, like I said, our shows are on YouTube. They're all on our social medias. You can also find them on all the podcast platforms, as you just heard earlier. We're on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Castbox, all that good stuff. What's up? Oh, you're shaking your head. I thought you had something to say, Jason.
Oh no, I'm still blown away from the. I'm starting over and getting all the men and then doing the warp, and I'm probably gonna go through it this weekend. That's terrible, dude. Terrible.
So Stich, what you didn't get an opportunity to chime in on your memories and things of that game. Did you want to just kind of tell us briefly your memories of playing Donkey Kong Country and what you remember about it?
It was a fun game, man. It was I loved playing it. And the only other Donkey Kong Country, or the only other Donkey Kong game that I may or may not have enjoyed more would be like the original Donkey Kong. But Donkey Kong Country was fun. It was just a fun game. And, it had realistic graphics for, the time era, so, yep. But I used to play it all the time on Super Nintendo. It was fun, man. It was one of those games that that played a lot of. So, and apparently on the Switch, I think on the 16th, it says Donkey Kong Country Returns. So I think it's a remake. I think it's a remake with newer graphics, but I think, don't quote me on it though. So
Nice.
It could be cool or it could not be, but
Yeah, remakes tend to do that.
Gonna
50,
quote
50.
you on one of those.
yeah, because they did have another game on the Switch for Donkey Kong, but it's called Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. So
Nice. All right. Well, hey, for everybody listening, we are if you've been a listener of the show or a viewer, I guess, we'll do drafts for different various topics. We've done 2 already. This is going to be our 3rd we're going to do tonight. Not going to do it until at the end of the show after we discuss the game. But what we're going to do is and this is going to be the first 3-man draft. And we're going to draft 5 Mortal Kombat characters. We're going to build our Mortal Kombat team with any characters from the game, playable or not. And we'll post it on social media and see who gets the most votes, who builds the best team. But that should be pretty fun. We'll do that at the end of the show. So with that being said, let's get into this with the first clip. Actually, it's the Mortal Kombat intro clip from the original Mortal Kombat, and then we'll jump into it.
well,
There we go.
There we have it. Mortal Kombat for it was on, I believe, many platforms. It was on arcade, Super Nintendo, I believe it was on Sega. So this game was available on almost every gaming system platform that you wanted to play, which is cool. It wasn't exclusive to one. But let's do a quick summary and then we'll start off as we always do with memories of the game. So the game was released in August of 1992. As I said earlier, it kind of changed the landscape of video games. It was developed by Midway, and it was released on every gaming platform. It introduced innovative gameplay mechanics like fatalities, unique character moves, digitized graphics. It was a high-stake martial arts, easy for me to say, tournament for players to battle for the fate of Earthrealm against iconic characters like Liu Kang, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero. The game was both a massive hit and a source of controversy due to the graphic violence, ultimately leading to the creation of the ESRB rating system. Its success spawned a multimedia franchise, including sequels, movies, and cultural legacy. So I will get into the ESRB rating system in a second, but let's start off and we'll go to Stich since you were off last week. What do you remember of the original Mortal Kombat, and did you play first on like a home system, or did you play first at the arcade?
I'm pretty sure it was on a system. It was either Sega or Super. I don't remember which system I played it on first, but yeah, that was the first Mortal Kombat I played. So
shout out to Brody Hall and Hunter Dillon in the chat. Just wanted to shout them out before we kept going. Appreciate you both for tuning in. All right. Stich, go ahead. What's your first memories playing Mortal Kombat?
It was a fun game. I mean, I don't have any particular memories like that I can remember of actually just playing it, but it was a fun game, man. But I would get frustrated at the fact that knowing you could do an awesome fatality on that game, and I didn't know it. I didn't know any of the fatalities to do, so all I would do was like a leg sweep or an uppercut, and then I won. So that was
That kind of predated the what were those websites? Cheat code or
cheat code websites and
there was one specific one that I remember that we used to go to. That predated those, obviously. So
yeah.
So Jason, what about you?
It was the stand-up video game. I mean, it was at 7. It was everywhere. I mean, it was 7-Eleven in our neighborhood for a little while. It was a 7-Eleven across the street from our high school where we went in the mornings and, got whatever we wanted there. And we always got down with it there. But mostly the one in our neighborhood, it was at the bowling alley. I mean, I don't know if they had one at the bowling alley. I know they had part 2 at the bowling alley when we were there all the time. But part 1 was everywhere at first when it first came out. I mean, because gas stations back in my day, you had video games in them. So, I mean, you could go in there and hang out, play video games for a minute while you was, at your 7-Eleven or way back. Even Quick Trip had stand-up video games in them. So,
getting those Slurpees.
Basically Slurpees, beef jerky, and, video game. Yeah, that's what it was about. But definitely the stand-up video game. The new playing it, when on the system. I mean, you had to have it. I mean, I liked the joysticks and the buttons when it come to a game like that. So I liked the stand-up version a lot better. But I loved, playing part 2 and stuff like that. No, part 2 is where I really got down with it. I wasn't too big into 3, and I think it was just part 1 and part 2 is where I, because I had a bunch of fatalities memorized. I mean, a bunch. It was all cool. So, what's up, Max? But
so did you have the fatalities memorized on the arcade too?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm the kid that showed me, because we bowled up there in the league, and I would always get down before practice in the league and stuff like that started in the arcade. So he did something. It was on part 2. He froze you from the ground up, Sub-Zero did, and then uppercutted you into pieces. And I said, how the hell did you do that? And I mean, here's the young kid, is the owner's of the bowling alley's son. I mean, he knew his shit. I wasn't beating him. I mean, I don't think anybody in the bowling alley could beat him. But I mean, he was just that good and knew all the fatalities, and I mean, he could turn you into the baby. And I mean, I was like, what the you know what I mean? Like, he just had all that stuff memorized. So, but he taught me one of the hardest fatalities, and that one with Sub-Zero. So the other fatalities he told me, I mean, were clicking really fast. Like, Reptile's fatality is not a hard one to do. I mean, his fatality wasn't where he rips his face off and sets you on fire. And that wasn't. I don't remember it now. It could be downright punch or something. I don't remember that one, but I mean, it wasn't a hard one, like where you had to do
remember,
like 5 different
I think Scorpions was, you at least on the Super Nintendo version, you just held the top R button and you pushed like up and right or down and right or something, and that's all it was. It was super simple. Yeah.
So I mean, but some of them were hard. Like some of the real cool ones was pretty hard. So I mean, like to turn into the dragon with Liu Kang, that was to do that on the video game. It took some skill. Like that was more than like 4 buttons and like 4 different moves on the joystick all at one time. You know what I mean? All at like, how you had to do it. Man, some of them were tough, but yeah, I definitely preferred to stand up. I mean, instead of doing that, I guess that's because I played that one first. Maybe I don't know,
Right.
but
So Brody commented, not only did I play it on Sega first, but it was the first Sega game he played. That's a damn good one to start with.
yeah.
So Cheat Code Central. Yeah, cheatcc.com. That's where you find your cheats back in the day. Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I played all three Mortal Kombats, 1, 2, and 3. I did play 2 and 3 more than I did the original, but I started with the original. I mean, 92, I was only 5 years old in 92. So by the time 2 came out, I was old enough to, be able to play, put the game in, play by myself. I was playing it by myself at 5. Let's be real. But to actually, to remember playing and have a good concept of what I was doing, it was 2 and 3 for sure. But what I wanted to kind of talk to, do either one of you know what the ESRB rating system is?
I'm going to say probably close to an age, maybe. Violence, I guess. Violence. I'm going to go with violence with this game. Yeah, violence. Final answer.
Well, the ESRB rating system, it stands for Entertainment Software Rating Board. It did not exist before Mortal Kombat came out. It was created because of Mortal Kombat. And it was a self-regulatory organization. It was established in 94, which was about a year or so after this game came out. And it assigns age and content ratings to help parents decide whether or not they want to buy the game for their children. So the original Mortal Kombat was released in 92. It initially, when they first came out with the ESRB rating system, was a rating of M for mature. And the rating was specifically for players aged 18 and up for the graphic, violence, gore, and intense fighting content. So were either any of us, well, Jason, I guess you were in high school in 92, right?
I was 18 in 92.
Yeah. So
I was 18.
None of us.
So,
Jay, you were just right there. Stitch and I, we didn't care. We were playing it.
The world didn't care. I mean, there was 12-year-olds playing the game before us, turning people into babies and, laughing about it. And, I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean, and they knew more than we did. And like I said, just like now in technology, I can't, I got to give my phone to one of you guys to do it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, them kids were, you had to sit there and wait for them to lose. And if the winner stayed on, you just kept pumping money in there to play and taking ass whooping because they were going to put it on you. Yeah. That's all they did.
So Hunter Dillon said E for everyone, T for teen, M for mature. So, and then the man just trying to keep us down. Yes. But I do remember as a kid playing and they always said video games are going to cause you to do XYZ in real life. It was the cause of, violence in your schools or violence in your, if I'm playing Mortal Kombat and I'm karate kicking somebody in the face with Liu Kang or setting somebody on fire with Scorpion, then in turn, the parents are like, you know what, you're going to go to school and you're going to get into a fight. And that's the cause. I remember that a lot. It was a lot of video game as the reason for, kids getting in trouble as a kid. So, right. So, this game, as we talked about, it topped the arcade charts in the United States multiple times in 92 and 93. It became one of the 2 highest grossing arcade games of 1993, generating over $300 million in domestic revenue. That dollar amount rivaled the major box office hit Jurassic Park. So this game damn near made the same amount of money as Jurassic Park did in that same time frame. So
yeah, because the first Jurassic Park came out, what, 93, 94?
Yeah, it was right around
94.
then. Yeah, I think it came out after this. I want to say 93, but
I pumped a lot more money into Mortal Kombat than I did Jurassic Park. I can tell you that. Jurassic Park was a badass movie. I love dinosaurs, fascinated by them. But I mean, I spent way more money on Mortal Kombat, way more. Easy.
Yep. So other accolades this game received. It was the Electronic Gaming Monthly Most Controversial Game of 1993. Flux Magazine rated it 5th in their top 100 video games for graphics and gameplay. It was voted 55th for their best retro game list in 2004. It was 12th best fighting game in 2011. And it was actually inducted into the Strong National Museum of Play's World Video Game Hall of Fame. That is a mouthful. In 2019. So it is in a gaming Hall of Fame. So extremely popular. It sparked not only sequels of the game, but it also sparked movies. And I don't correct me if I'm wrong. There's no TV shows of Mortal Kombat. They're all just movies, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think Mortal Kombat series or nothing come out.
No. So, Stich, Mortal Kombat. Who is your go-to character?
I don't know if I had a specific one because there were a lot of good ones. Sub-Zero was also a favorite. Scorpion was a favorite. Liu Kang. Raiden was pretty cool. Going just based off the first one.
Well, this draft's going to be tough. Shit.
Yeah, because because Josh said that it could be any Mortal Kombat game, correct?
Yeah, any one of them. Yep.
Yeah.
If you want to draft Noob Saibot, you can draft Noob Saibot.
No, probably not. No.
Yeah.
He's not on there. Neither would Smoke be, or
Smoke was cool. Smoke was cool. I liked Smoke.
All right, well, we know who one of your draft picks is going to be, I guess.
No, he's on there, but I hope I don't have to pick him. But from what you just named, your 4, you just named Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Raiden. So, I mean, shit, that's my pretty much top 4 right there.
Minus Johnny Cage, yeah.
Yeah, love the Cage. Love the Cage. Yep. He was great in the movie.
Yeah.
In the first movie. The very first one. The loud one.
Let's so same with me. I mean, my go-to for the first one was Scorpion. It was almost every single time first character I selected was Scorpion. So and I, like I said, memorized his fatality, obviously, because it was easy. It was 2 buttons basically. So let's speaking of fatalities, I've got a video of some gameplay that's going to go through each character's fatality in the original Mortal Kombat.
Kano wins. Flawless victor fatality. Finish him. Johnny Cage wins. Finish him. Sonya wins. Finish him.
Well, that's weird. I can see myself like I could see like patterns like with them as they're standing there, like you could almost go forward, down, high kick in order for something. You know what I mean? For something to happen, that was nostalgic. That was crazy. I remember the difference between the fatalities, though, not knocking Mortal Kombat 1, game's revolutionary, but just the fatalities from 1 to 2 were dynamite. I mean, such a leap. You know what I mean? Like such a leap on what they did with what the fatalities did, and then the gore that followed was crazy compared to watching the fatalities on one.
Yeah,
That was a huge leap, man.
Yep.
Huge leap.
Yeah, because there just seemed like a lot of thought put behind the fatalities on the first one,
Yeah,
as opposed to the second one. Yeah, it seemed like the first one just had somebody getting their head removed. So
yeah. Again, I mean, what did Sonya do? I didn't understand that. She like blew like a little ball at him and he caught on fire or something. I didn't know. I mean, Sonya, I think what'd she do in the second one? I believe she massacred somebody. I don't remember exactly what she did in the second one, but I know it wasn't nothing like that. I mean, so yeah, the fatality took a huge leap.
I'm kind of glad you brought that up because I actually had to go through that. Those were the fatalities on the arcade. Because if you go back and look at the ones from Super Nintendo, I don't know if Sega was the same as Super Nintendo, but it was much less gory on the home entertainment systems. The Super Nintendo.
I believe they made it that way, Josh. They took the gore out of some of them video games. I remember a story going on because they didn't want them bringing that home and seeing all the gore and stuff. I think they took the gore out of the video games, like on the gaming systems like that.
Yeah.
If I remember right, you could probably look that up because I remember a story way back then to where they were like, they just wasn't going to have it on the video game or whatever it was. I remember. But then they went ahead and switched it. I mean, it is now. I mean, and they I think it lasted only on Mortal Kombat 1 or something like that. I think. And I don't even think it was all of the games. You know what I mean? Like there's like they made a percentage of the games or something like that without any of the gore. I definitely remember a story about that when we were a long
that
time
probably
ago.
I think that plays into what I was saying earlier about parents concerned about their kids. So I don't think there was much blood, maybe a little bit. You still set the people on fire. Those Sonya and Sub-Zero, I'm sorry, Sonya and Scorpions were the same, but it was much less blood in the other fatalities on the home Super Nintendo version. So
yeah,
let's so we've kind of already talked about the characters, but I'll kind of briefly go over them. Liu Kang is probably one of all three of our favorites. It's in our top three, probably for sure. He special move was the fireball. His fatality was dragon fire, which I don't think we saw on that because they were on the level where you could uppercut. Anybody could have done that uppercut and you'd fall down into the pit of spikes or whatever. But
loved it. Taking them to the ceiling. That was so much fun.
Yeah. So, Scorpion, the Hellfire Spear, the get over here, come here, and then the Spear of Death, and obviously the taking the mask off and setting the guy on fire. That was his fatality. Sub-Zero, Ice Blast, Freeze, and Shatter was one of his fatalities, and then the ripping the head off basically was the second. Raiden.
Yeah, I only knew the freeze one on Sub-Zero on part 1. I don't think I ever learned how to rip his head off like that. I always did.
Yeah, I think there was I think every character, correct me if I'm wrong, every character had 2 fatalities, right?
Yeah, 2 separate fatalities, for each character. I remember that.
So Raiden, special move was a lightning bolt. His fatality was the Wrath of Raiden. Johnny Cage was the shadow kick. I posted something on our social media of the the nut punch, basically, where he'd do the splits and then punch in the nuts, which was
Yeah.
obviously directed as a nod to Jean-Claude Van Damme, who I believe they tried to get in the movie and couldn't get him to go into the Mortal Kombat movie. So
He was too big of a payday back then. Van Damme was
yeah.
making all kinds of badass movies.
Yep. So so Johnny Cage's character was kind of based around him.
Yeah.
Sonya Blade, badass knee strike, and then the kiss of death was the kind of a, as you said, kind of a weak finisher in the first one. Got much better in the second and the third one. And then Kano, who we really have not talking about at all on this. He's the one we have not mentioned his name yet, is the laser eye. And he also, I remember on Super Nintendo, if you started from the top and you rotated around from top right down left, he would roll into a ball and shoot across the screen and hit you. And I thought that was a pretty cool move. And it wasn't a fatality; it was just a regular move. His fatality was the Kano stomp, so which we saw in the video.
Yeah.
So
that was like Liu Kang's bicycle kick, where Liu Kang would bicycle you kick all the way across the screen. I used to love that.
you could really do some damage with Liu Kang really fast because he was so quick.
I mean,
You could
if you
fly
knew
across
his
the screen
combos,
like
if you knew his combos, you could shoot them damn fireballs. I mean, go sliding in, uppercut. Yeah, I remember the combos for Liu Kang. I remember. I mean, destroying people and getting destroyed. I mean, there's definitely always somebody out there better than you at Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah. So this is for those of you watching on the live stream, I got a screenshot of the character select screen. So this obviously is a big nostalgia trigger when you see this. This is the original, very small selection of fighters in this one. It gets much bigger every single game you play, all the way up until the most recent one. You've got, this one, 6 fighters on this one, 5, 6, 7 fighters on this one. And then the second one has, I want to say there's 12 on the second, and then there's like 20 on the third, and then they just keep adding and adding and adding. So let's I got 2 videos here, but I want to show this one first, and then I want to ask you about, it's very interesting, this next one, but we'll start off with if you guys remember doing this while playing the game.
Test your might. Test your might. Test your might.
Man,
So you don't remember that?
No.
I really don't.
That's
That
crazy.
wasn't on the video game. I don't think that was on the stand-up video game.
It may not have been. I know it was on Super Nintendo, and I remember it because you would go through the tournament and you would start fighting, and then you'd start off at the low one where you're just chopping a box, and your bar was at the down low, and then it would go up and I didn't even show it all. There's still 2 more levels to where that bar is almost to the very top, and the only way to get to that, you gotta tap the buttons really, really fast, like alternating buttons all the way up, and then you got to hit the top left or right button on the controller to chop. And I don't think I ever got past what you saw there, but there was a diamond level, and there's another one after the diamond that you would have to break on Test Your Might.
You give me? I didn't show you the lighter trick on alternating buttons.
Well, you used to have a Super Nintendo controller. Yeah,
terrible uncle.
Well, no, terrible uncle. You had a Super Nintendo controller that you could just turn on, and you could just hold the button. And it
Oh
would
yeah, I
automatically.
did have that. I did have that controller. I forgot all about that. What did we use that on? I forgot what we used it on. It made it so easy. I forget what we.
That
I
was
did
one
have
of them.
one.
I remember that doing that. That was one of the games I played it on. So.
Well, I definitely must have smoked that brain cell away because I don't remember that part of the game at all. I mean,
The bicycle
video
kick
games
was,
were a lot more fun for me. Huh?
Brody commented the bicycle kick was broken. I wonder what he means by that. I don't know. So I don't have screenshots of them. I wish I would have, but let's talk about some of the levels real quick before I get to the next point. The pit. Do you guys remember the pit? That's the dark ancient stone bridge overlooking the pit of spikes, the one we saw in the video.
Yeah.
Iconic. We play. Anybody can do the uppercut as a fatality on that one. So that one was cool. Living forest, the mystical forest filled with deadly plants and eerie fog. Some hidden surprises would appear during the fight, such as doppelganger clones. There was a level called Deadpool. Did not know that. A gruesome swamp-like area filled with pools and blood and floating skeletons.
Yeah, Deadpool was okay. Well, it may have been that one where the blood, but I thought it was lava in one of them where you could smack them off of that too. You could do the do an uppercut.
That was the second one.
Was that in part 2?
Yep.
All right, because I thought yeah, I remember
I know
you knocking
exactly
them
which
into
one you're talking about. Yeah.
didn't you like knock them into like acid or something? Didn't it like eat their flesh or something like that? Or
Yeah, one of them was acid, the other one was lava, I think.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I definitely remember that. 'Cause, I mean, I wasn't doing a fatality. I was knocking you into the lava or the acid. Yeah, on that one. Yeah.
Goro's Lair, a fiery volcanic area. The Outworld, a dark, otherworldly landscape. The Tower, a high spear-like structure, and then the Courtyard, which was the very first level you play. In it. Now, this kind of blew my mind, but do you guys remember? I know you have to. When you would do an uppercut and that little character would come up onto the screen.
Yeah.
And a high-pitched voice. What did that character say?
Toasty.
Yep, toasty. Yep.
Toasty.
I don't, for whatever reason, I thought he would say whoopsie. And he would come on and go, whoopsie.
Because I thought he always said toasty because you know when I first seen it, he knocked him into that lava pit or whatever it did or something, and he said toasty or something because I think he got when I seen it first was like he got set on fire, and that's how toasty got stuck in my head because I was like, and then I just naturally I think that's what he says, ain't it? Is that what he says? Is toasty? That's what I heard my whole life. I was just making sure. Yeah. So
I got a video of. Go ahead.
I got nothing.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's hard with this three people talking at the same time. We're like talking over each other every once in a while. But I do have a video of this toasty and then him explaining how that got put into the game.
Well, toasty is it wasn't, believe it or not, it wasn't my idea, but I totally went along with it. I think it's hilarious. It's one of those taunts that I used to taunt Ed when we were playing super high impact. You know, when the two football sides are coming to the line of scrimmage, I'd say, "Hi, I predict toast." Like, you're toast, right? And somehow that turned into I predict toasty, and then it just became toasty. And then someone else in the studio suggested you should put some of that weird stuff you say into the games, and we're like, "Nah, it's a bad idea." And we're like, maybe we'll do it. So Ed came up with like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put your face in the game, and it's gonna say toasty. I'm like, okay. And so that's basically how it started.
That actually debuted. That actually debuted in Mortal Kombat 2. I forgot it was not part of Mortal Kombat 1. So
Yeah.
That's great. Stich, do you got anything before we jump into the final boss of MK Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat 2 was the Mortal Kombat game that I played the most out of all three of them. I don't think I ever actually owned the first one. I think a friend of mine, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think that was actually how I first played Mortal Kombat, was at a friend's house. It was either on Sega or Super, but I never had the game. He did, so I'd go over to his house and I'd play it over there. And that was, I believe, the first time how I played it. But I don't think we ever actually owned the first Mortal Kombat. I think it was just we owned Mortal Kombat 2. So, and that's how I got like really hooked into playing Mortal Kombat, was the second one. So,
was the third one? It was either the second or the third one that had the cheat codes that you could put on the main screen. And if you remember, they actually put the Konami code in, like up, down, left, right, ABA, select, start, or whatever. They may have changed the Konami a little bit so it's not exactly the same, but you used to be able to unlock some sections of the main menu on Mortal Kombat 3, and to where it would give you like one button fatalities, and you could do like what Jason was saying. I think it was, I don't know exactly what it wasn't fatality. I know one of them you would turn them into an animal, and it was called animality.
Beast. Well, there's a bestiality, I thought. Or animality. Yeah, no, bestiality is not my wrong subject. Yeah, that's too nostalgic. Hey. Yeah. I can't even say it. Animality. But and the other one was babality. You turn them into a baby version of them.
Babality.
Babality. Yeah. So I remember the little kids in front of me, dude. We weren't in the right frame of mind. I mean, we were teenagers. We were burnouts. We were video gamers. And we were watching these little kids, and this little kid turned this other little kid into a baby. And it like was laughing at him, made this other little kid cry. And we were like, I mean, we were laughing so hard, we didn't know what to do. I mean, it was that happened across the street from our high school. And that's when we really started playing the game. But, I'll never forget that kid. It said babality on it. And I was like, what did he just do to that poor kid? He went out the store crying. I mean, they were young kids like doing this. All right. So the M for mature and all this stuff like this, you're not gonna, stop little kids from playing video games. I don't care.
No. Well, Brody made a good point in the chat. He said friendship was also a finish in the game as
well. Yeah. You could do a friendship. I forgot. Yeah, they're like little rainbows. I forgot all about. Damn, I forgot. I remember that. Like flowers and shit would pop up and stuff, and like you'd be holding hands with the guy that you just killed. Really, basically. Yeah. Oh man. Our friendship. Damn, he's got a good memory.
Yeah,
I forgot about the friendship. Yeah, I didn't know one friendship, dude. I was all about the fatalities.
Oh, yeah.
The bestiality, I guess. Oh shit.
So in the original Mortal Kombat, the final boss was Goro. Which was basically a half human, half warrior.
Forearm. Then you have like six arms.
Yeah, he was like forearm warrior. Served as the champion of the Outworld, and that's who you fought at the very end to beat the game. So always fun to play through and get to Goro. I always I always thought of Goro as like a cool character, and eventually they did finally release him in later games to be like a playable character. Even had a female version of that warrior
Yeah, she's
type.
in the new movie.
Shiva, I think her name was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was crazy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I mean, they're in the newest Mortal Kombat movie. I tell you, we was talking about it, before we came on the air. But that movie, I mean, it thoroughly impressed with the characters that they had in it and that played the parts, and I mean, and of course, with the graphics and everything they can do now in movies, it was insane. But Goro in that movie was pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome.
All right. So let's before we get into this draft, let's just talk about some of the other games that we've mentioned them a lot. We're talking about the original, but we had Mortal Kombat in 1992. In Mortal Kombat 2, it was released a year later, September 9th, 1993, introduced a lot of new characters, as we talked about. It also it was revolutionary. It had more gore, blood, all that good stuff.
Shang
The
Tsung.
third one, Shang Tsung was in it. Baraka,
Yeah.
Kitana.
Baraka was
Reptile.
bad.
Yeah.
They'll cut you. Yeah.
Freaking
Reptile was awesome. Yeah, whenever you introduce a new ninja, I'm all about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And then 2 years later, it took I guess almost 2 years, April 13th, which is actually my anniversary of 1995, was the Mortal Kombat 3. It was introduction of Shiva that we just mentioned. Smoke was in this one. Jax, Cabal. Mortal Kombat 4, I played a little bit, but the first three, the 3 was the one that we all three played the most. The first 3, I mean. So
yeah.
All right,
If I had to choose one that I played the most, it had to have been 2. I mean, 3 was really neat, but 2 is the one that I truly fell in love with Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
I mean,
absolutely.
And after playing 2 and going back to 1, it was like, wow, it was such a leap forward from 1 to 2. It really was. I mean, I didn't see the leap that 2 to 3 wasn't even close from the leap from 1 to 2. I mean, it was cool, and the characters were, but I mean, 2 is what I definitely played the most.
Brody just watched the original movie last week.
He had to prepare for this episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so we're right at around 53 minutes. So we're a little bit ahead of schedule. Stitch, did you have anything else you wanted to mention before we jump into the draft?
Nope. I'm good.
All right. So as we talked about at the beginning of the show, we're going to draft a 5 character team. Nobody can draft the same character. Doesn't matter if they were in a if you draft Scorpion, you're drafting Scorpion. You can't draft him from Mortal Kombat 1 versus 2. It's don't be trying that shit. But that's how we're gonna do it. And Jason, since you've never done a draft before, we will let you have the first pick, and then we'll go around. We'll go to Stitch, and then we'll come to me, and then we'll just keep going in a circle. Make the picks quick. Don't spend too much time on them, and then any character, whether they're playable or not, you can select from any Mortal Kombat game. Does not matter if it's the first 3. It can be 4, 5, 6. Mortal Kombat 10 is coming out, I think, or 11. So, Jason, with your first pick, you can go ahead and then kick this thing off.
Sub-Zero.
All right.
Of course. Is that your final answer? Is that your final answer?
Yeah, final answer. That's easy. Hands down, Sub-Zero.
All right. My pick, it's going to be kind of an underrated pick, but I mean, Sub-Zero's off the board. You know, I could go the easy route and go Scorpion, but I don't want to do that. I want to go Baraka, number 1 pick.
Baraka.
Okay.
Yep.
All
He was
Baraka's
one
a
of
good one.
my sleeper picks. I was going to pick him late. I didn't think he would go that early.
Yep.
But I'm going to go ahead and do it. Stitch said he didn't want to, but I'm going to. I'm picking Scorpion.
All right.
Way to be predictable, guys.
That's what happens. We're building the best team.
I gotta take the king. I gotta take the king, man. Liu Kang.
Yep. All right, Stitch, pick number 2.
I'm gonna go Shang Tsung.
Damn the devil to hell. He was gonna be one of my late picks. I didn't know if you guys were gonna get him or not. Shit.
All right, so, and then I am going to take, I think I'm going to go with, I'm going to go Mortal Kombat 2, and, well, you got, I'm going to go with, this is a kind of an underrated pick as well, but badass, and I'm going with Kung Lao.
Kung Lao. Good call, dude.
Yeah.
He was I was going to pick him second, but I didn't. All right. I'm going to go with Raiden.
Let's settle this debate right now. Is it Raiden or is it Raiden?
I've always
I'm
heard
pretty
Raiden.
sure. Well, Raiden when I was younger, but they call him Raiden in the movies. I thought I was saying it wrong the whole time. I thought they always called him Raiden. I don't know. Like
I always thought it was Raiden, but maybe I am wrong. I don't know.
Are they like riding the lightning? I don't know.
That's nice.
No idea. All right, I'm going Raiden.
All right, Raiden. Stitch, your third pick. You got Baraka and Shang Tsung.
I'm going Johnny Cage.
Fuck my lord. Shit. Son of a biscuit eating bulldog. All right.
All right. I'm gonna stick with Mortal Kombat 2. And I'm going female on this one. And I'm going Kitana.
Katana. I loved Katana, dude. She jams you up with them blades, dude.
Yep. You got them fans and she'll slice you up. All right. So recap before we go. I know we've got 3, but so far, Jason, you've got Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, and Raiden. Stitch, you have Baraka, Shang Tsung, and Johnny Cage. And then so far, I have Scorpion, Kung Lao, and Kitana. So with your fourth pick, Jason.
All right. He's newer than what I like, but I really did like playing with him. I'm gonna go Nightwolf.
Oh. I was thinking Nightwolf, man. He was on there, definitely.
I love the Green Arrow where he's damn, he got Johnny Cage. All right.
All right. So Stitch, fourth pick, sir.
I'm going with Sonya. Sonya Blade.
Good pick.
Sonya Blade.
Good pick. All right. I think man, this is tough. All my top ones are gone already. All right, I'm gonna go. I don't think anybody's gonna pick this one, so I could probably save him for 5. I say him. I just gave it away. I will save him. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and pick I'm gonna pick Goro.
Damn it, Joshua. God dang. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go droid. I believe the most fun I had playing with one of the droids is gotta be Cyrax, dude.
Is he the one that
That
shot
is
the
literally the one I did not pick right there and saved him the 5.
It's gotta be Cyrax. I gotta get a droid on there. You guys are picking women, how feminist are you and everything, and I'm proud of you guys, but I had to get a droid.
Was he the red one?
No, he was
Red,
yellow.
white?
No, the yellow.
The yellow.
He was yellow and silver or whatever, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Did he shoot? Did he
Yeah.
shoot that?
Dude. So if I picked
Yeah, he
Cyrax,
had
you
the
would have picked
grenade.
Goro. So.
He had the grenade. Yeah, I was gonna pick Goro. Goro was my go-to, but you picked him. And now, so I was like, screw it, I'm getting a droid. So it was either going to be Cyrax, Smoke, or Sector. I loved Sector. Sector was fun too, but it was a toss-up between Cyrax, and now I'm glad I picked Cyrax. Sector and Cyrax.
Your last one.
All right. My turn. I'm going Jax. I'm going Jax.
That's good.
Pick. Good pick.
Yeah.
He was on my list.
Oh yeah, he was definitely on here. I almost went with Reptile too, and I was like, yeah, I already got Sub-Zero.
Yeah, that's I was gonna pick Reptile too, but I've got Scorpion. So I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go as my 5th pick and final, Mr. Irrelevant of the draft. I am gonna go with Cabal.
Cabal. All right, just to throw his name out there, he was a lot of fun. He reminded me of Johnny Cage and like I don't know, Stryker. Stryker was a lot of fun to play with.
Yep.
And he was on my list, and I was going to pick him probably like 3rd, but I was just letting it play out. But you guys didn't pick nothing what I thought you guys would. I mean, I'm happy with Liu Kang
Cabal had to pull out, man. Yeah. I think if I would have picked with nobody picking, I think I would have gone Scorpion, I would have gone Shang Tsung, I would have gone Cyrax, and again Katana and Kung Lao. So those are my. Oh yeah, hey, sorry, I missed the. So yeah, did he have that on there before you drafted? Did anyone mention Jax? Brody.
I don't know.
Sorry,
I honestly don't know.
I didn't even look at the chat until just now. Nice. All right, so final draft picks, just so we all know. Jason, you got Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Raiden, Nightwolf, and Cyrax. Stich, Baraka, Shang Tsung, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, and Jax. And then I have Scorpion, Kung Lao, Kitana, Goro, and Cabal. All 3 phenomenal lists. So I'm excited to clip that. Not going to do that tonight because I got to get up early tomorrow. So that's not happening this evening. Probably over the weekend. We'll see. But that was fun. We'll have to do that again one of these days. All right, let's move on. Let's get to let's start closing this bad boy out. We've got as we always do, we always end on the pop culture section. Let's play the movie that came out the same time Mortal Kombat was released, which was, drum roll, please. All right, I'll go. Sorry, August 1992. I had to pull my deal back up. August of 1992. This was a movie, and I'm pretty sure all of us have seen this one. Let's play the clip.
They were 3 brothers learning the ways of a ninja, but what started as a game suddenly turned real. taking on one ruthless criminal. And they're determined to have the last laugh.
Enjoy the ride.
Three Ninjas, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Now playing at a theater.
I
Three
remember it.
Ninjas.
Yeah, I remember it. That was, good Lord, that's old. I mean, it seems old.
92. 92. The toy that was released the same time as the game. I do not have a video of it or a clip, but it was the Sonic plush toy. Sonic the Hedgehog was big at this time. I think Sonic just released. We did a Sonic the Hedgehog episode. Go check that out. It's on our YouTube video on demand and all our podcast platforms. We did a Sonic the Hedgehog. We talked about that a little bit, but that did come out just recently. But the TV show, I did not watch this one at all. But it came out at the same time this game came out in August of 1992. Let's play the clip.
Dude, by far one of my favorite sitcoms.
It's hilarious, man. Hilarious.
I mean, it's in my top 5. When they're reenacting New Jack City when Brahman steals Martin's head CD player, I cried. I was laughing so hard. I mean, and you can tell how many takes it took because they're all covering their mouth and like that. Like when he's talking and acting, it must have been a nightmare working with him. I mean, to try to keep a straight face when he would do the shit that he does. I mean, Martin Lawrence was one of the funniest guys walking the planet back then, by far. Like I still watch that show when it's on. If I see it and I'm coming across it on my guide, it goes straight there.
I think it's actually on HBO Max. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love Martin. I mean, as much as I love, like right now, Big Bang Theory, you know what I mean? It's like, that's how much I love Martin back then. Was as much as I love Big Bang Theory right now. I mean, that's no bullshit. Roseanne's a hell of a show. But Martin, Martin was just phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak to it. I didn't. That was not a show that I watched very much of, honestly. So, looks like I might need to go check it out, though.
Oh, he is so dumb. So funny.
Oh man. Well, Stitch, you got anything before we close this out?
What's actually crazy is, do you know the actor that played Tommy? Do you know he died in 2016?
Yeah.
Jason David Frank?
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about Power Rangers. I'm talking about Martin.
Sorry, you said Tommy, and I immediately went to Power Rangers, which also died.
Yeah,
my bad.
Well, God bless both of them.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah.
They actually did a reunion episode for Martin.
Yeah, I seen that coming on. I'm gonna watch it. I think that's on HBO Max.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. But
the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode, I think, is the reunion episodes on Max too. I think.
Yeah, I have to watch that. Wouldn't be the same without Uncle Phil.
He played Shredder in the original Ninja Turtle cartoon.
Yeah. I did, and I did not know that until just like the other day. I don't know where I heard it or what. Somebody said what? Like, yeah, he plays Shredder. Oh, my foreman, he's like 27 years old, and he's like, yeah, did you know that Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was Shredder? And I was like, oh, bullshit.
No.
So I walked around, looked it up.
Yeah, if you actually go back and watch the Turtles, you can actually hear him clear as day. You're like, man, that's Uncle Phil.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Have you seen any of the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Like called
I
Bel Air.
watch the new series.
It's different. It's different, but it's actually been enjoyable. So they've got 3 seasons of it, and it's on Peacock. So
Well, I got that.
yep.
The one of the 10 streaming platforms we probably all have now
Yeah.
that we thought was going to be cheaper than cable, and now we're
Cable?
all paying for
Oh.
multiple streaming services.
Yep.
I got
Especially with
cable.
YouTube TV just racking their price up.
Yep.
Oh, I canceled YouTube. I'm with Spectrum now. They
Oh,
charged
yeah.
me another $10. Yeah, they charged me another $10 a month. They tried to. I canceled.
Yep.
I wouldn't Spectrum. I needed internet though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
that's important. That's important nowadays.
for sure. All right. Well, there you have it. Mortal Kombat, one of the funnest fighting games that I can remember playing as a kid. I really enjoyed this episode. We got through it, and on to the next. We got to figure out what game we're going to do next week. We are, like I said, Jason and I talked a little bit last week about how we are going to eventually start recording some bonus episodes, bonus content that's not necessarily video game related. It's just going to be nostalgic things of the 90s, 80s, early 2000s. Could be, TV shows. We just kind of reminisced about Martin. It could be toys. It could be, whatever. AOL could be all the stuff that we did in that era, the beginning of the internet, first cell phones, things like that. We're going to start releasing bonus content. There will be much shorter episodes, and we'll see how well that goes. So be on the lookout for that. We'll release it on all the platforms, including YouTube. Might not do it live, but they will be available on all the places. So with that being said, you guys got anything else? Jason?
Nope.
You good? All right. For my co-host, Jason J.W. Wallace, Derrick, Stitchomania Stitch, I am the real Josh Elliott. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. And as always, let's get nostalgic.